They said soft life was the goal. They said nobody must know they came from poor homes. But one night, everything fell apart, and she learned a lesson that every young girl needs to hear today. Welcome to African Tales by Sarah, a home of interesting stories. In the bustling town of Alaro, where the sun burned hot and dreams often died young, there lived a girl named Chiamaka. She came from a poor family, the kind of poverty that left scars deeper than hunger. But she carried everything rare, a determination that refused to die. This is her story, a story of temptation, pain, downfall, and redemption. Chiamaka grew up in a one-room apartment with her widowed mother and two younger brothers. The roof leaked whenever it rained, and they cooked with firewood because the kerosene was too expensive. Her mother sold vegetables at the market. Some days, they managed only one bowl of gari. Other days, they slept with nothing in their stomach. But despite everything, Chiamaka had something extraordinary, a sharp mind. Teachers loved her. She always topped her class. Her dream was to study mass communication in the university. When she finally got admission, her mother cried tears of joy. She sold her wrappers, borrowed money from neighbors, and sent Chiamaka to school with 8,500 naira and an old box. But campus life was not
On
what
campus,
Chiamaka imagined. Chiamaka saw a different world. Girls with Brazilian wigs that cost more than her mother's yearly income. Boys wearing perfume that lasted from morning to evening. People going to restaurants just to snap pictures. Her roommates made fun of her outdated clothes and her small phone one evening as she walked to her hostels in slippers worn at the back. She met Neka, Bella, and Sandra. They were glamorous, pretty, confident, always laughing loudly. What shocked Chiamaka most was that they also came from poor homes, some even worse than hers, yet they lived like queens. They called themselves the Pepper Girls because their mission was to pepper everybody with their lifestyle. In the day, they sat in class, answering attendance. At night, they transformed into completely different people. They went to lodges, hotels, and nightclubs to meet older men who gave them money, iPhones, wigs, and more. Chiamaka was disgusted at first, but hunger has a way of talking to the soul. Her mother could not send her money often. She was mocked daily. Her school fees was unpaid. One night, her roommate laughed so hard because she wore the same gown for the third time. Chiamaka cried silently on her bed. Poverty covered her. Shame choked her, and life pushed her to a dangerous decision. One day, one of the Pepperdam girls visited Chiamaka and tried to convince her to join them, as it will really help her to navigate all her struggles in the university. Finally, Chiamaka agreed. It began slowly, a borrowed wig, a borrowed gown, makeup done by Sandra, and they entered a club for the first time. Loud music, lights flashing, men staring. Before Chiamaka could understand what was happening, a man whispered, "You're beautiful, follow me." That night changed everything for the first time in her life. Chiamaka held 50,000 in her hands. She sent 10,000 to her mother. She bought jollof rice. She bought slippers. She felt alive. And so she continued the next day. She acted like a normal student. At night, she lived a dangerous double life. She started posting pictures online. Soft life or nothing. If you know, you know. God no go shame us. But deep down, she was drowning. The Pepper Girls taught her everything. How to dress, how to act, how to talk to rich men, how to negotiate price, how to lie with confidence. They became her new family. Money flowed like water. She bought a new phone, got wigs, bought new clothes, sent money home more often. But with each night, she lost part of herself, her innocence, her peace, her prayer life, her joy. She looked happy online, but she was dying inside. One Friday night, the girls prepared for one of their biggest outings. Bella received a message. There's a man coming from Abuja, very rich, very generous. He wants 4 girls tonight, 200K each. The girls screamed with excitement. They dressed in their best outfits, perfume, makeup, jewelry. They entered a black SUV around 10 p.m., believing they were going to have one of their greatest nights. They arrived at a mansion outside campus, lights everywhere, guards at the gate. A man stepped out. Chief Gozie. He had gold teeth, strong cologne, and a strong smile. Tonight, your life will change. That was the last thing Chiamaka remembered clearly. They partied heavily, went out, had food, drank, took pictures. As they walked into the mansion, they were filled with excitement. They started looking around, touching everything. They whispered to themselves, "We don't catch big fish." The man served them a very nice meal. They ate, drank, partied, and after a while, the man called them inside. 2 days later, the girls began to fall sick. Not ordinary sickness. Bella fainted in class. Sandra vomited blood. Nneka couldn't walk. Chiamaka's skin started peeling and itching terribly. Within 1 week, they were hospitalized. Doctors were confused. Even antibiotics didn't work. Their legs swelled. Their lips dried. Their bodies shook at night. Rumors spread all over campus. People mocked them. Pepper girls life don't spoil. Waiting dem find they don't see am. Runs is not for children. Their friends abandoned them. The men they once slept blocked them. Nobody wanted to help. The school issued letters. They were advised to withdraw because of health complications. Their dreams ended in one moment. Chiamaka returned home, broken, ashamed, sick, barely could walk. Her mother cried every day, holding her daughter who once had so much promise. Neighbors whispered she had spoiled, she had destroyed her future, she had brought shame. But her mother stayed beside her, bathing her, feeding her, praying for her. For many months, Chiamaka battled the sickness. Some nights she believed she would die. Other nights she begged God for forgiveness. She saw deaths. She saw regrets. She saw the emptiness of the life she had once chased. Slowly, her body began to heal, but her spirit was shattered. While the four girls had gone back home to be taken care of by their different parents, as they have also lost communication with themselves. But rumor has had it in school that Chiamaka happens to be the luckiest among them as she is recovering faster than the others. Sandra had maggots coming out of her private parts every day, and she is tired and wants to even kill herself. Bella vomits blood frequently and has lost strength and currently in the oxygen, while Oneka, her body could not carry the weight of the sickness, so she passed away. One Sunday, her mother begged her, "Please follow me to church. Just sit down, don't stand." Chiamaka agreed. During worship, something inside her broke open. All the memories came back, the nights, the lies, the men, the shame, the sickness, the wasted opportunities, the life she had almost lost. She fell on her knees and cried like a baby. She begged God, "Please give me another chance. I am tired. I want a new life." People gathered around her praying. That day, Chiamaka gave her life to Christ. And for the very first time in many years, she felt peace. Chiamaka didn't return to her old lifestyle. She cut off toxic friends. She deleted her old pictures. She started attending church activities. She volunteered for community outreaches. She found joy in simple things again. Later, when she was strong enough, she returned to school, not to pepper anyone, but to fulfill the dream she once sacrificed. She became a quiet, focused girl. She studied hard. She avoided shortcuts, and slowly her life began to rebuild, clean, steady, and peaceful. As time goes on in school, Chiamaka thought of her friends, and all she could whisper is, "God, please heal them the same way you have healed me and forgive them of their sins." But she never heard from them. Today, Chiamaka tells her story everywhere she can, to young girls, to church youth, to students. She says, "Not every shiny life is real. Some shortcuts will bury your destiny. Peer pressure can destroy your future. God can still restore what you've lost." She survived what killed others, and she now lives with a purpose, to warn young girls before it is too late. Moral of the story: this story teaches that poverty is painful, but shortcuts are deadly. Not all that glitters are gold. Some shines leads to destruction. A single decision can destroy a destiny. God gives second chances, but not everyone lives to take it. Here comes the end of this story. Stay tuned on African Tales by Sarah. Bye.